She's the biggest artist in the world.
Yeah.
She's bigger than Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
I was going to say,
What do you think?
maybe because of social media stuff right now.
She close.
Everyone out there in Baller Nation, I need you to remember this. At the end of the day, you have to try some shit. Cardi B. Cardi B. You supernatural, ghetto, fabulous human being of a motherfucking beaut.
If she's having a bad day, she goes on her fake account. Then she goes and trolls celebrity page. And when she get them to respond, she be like, yes. He's like stealing her things. If he's stealing her things. And
some people will deal with some crazy shit.
Baller alert!
The dream is real.
Get up, get up, get up.
It's about to go down. Newsflash.
Wake up, wake up, wake up.
Slacking on your pimping, turn it up.
You know, if you're gonna shoot, you better shoot straight because a wounded animal is the worst thing you can deal with.
Welcome to the Baller Alert Show, featuring your lifestyle specialist, Kenny Burns, with Sue Solo and Ferrari Simmonss.
The dream is real.
It's your lifestyle specialist, Kenny Burns. Welcome to the Baller Alert Show.
Ferrari Simmonss.
Your favorite Ethiopian Sue Solo.
I feel like I heard that at Coachella. Like, I don't know what I was.
Did you go to Coachella?
I did.
Oh, you went to Coachella.
I did not go to Coachella, but I brought my Coachella vibes to Atlanta.
You definitely did.
Yes. I was in New Orleans.
Electric blue is the Coachella vibe.
Yeah.
What color? That's electric blue?
It's royal blue. I meant to have like a bindi and all that too, but I couldn't find it.
But then you would have been Indian and not Eritrean.
Do you not see what they all do at Coachella? It's all like headpieces and face jewelry.
Clear.
Where did Coachella come from? Anybody
confuse your heritage.
A racist.
Why is it called Coachella?
I don't know why it's called Coachella. That's a great question, Ferrari. But everybody goes, and it seemed to be lit. And we're going to get into that in case you missed it. But how was your weekend, young Rory?
My weekend was a standard weekend. I just did my club turn up.
Okay. Standard turn up.
Nothing special happened after last weekend, you know. Host of the year, influence of the year.
Yeah. She's traveling out of town, having brunch at the same time. How was New Orleans, my love?
New Orleans was great. The food was amazing. The people were really nice. The frozen daiquiris were plentiful.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was really good. I missed Atlanta, but it was good.
Well, Atlanta missed you. I'm sure Get Brunch missed you.
Yes.
And I want to talk about my weekend, but I want to jump into In Case You Missed It.
Okay.
Just in case you
missed it.
Message. So, listen, y'all. I had an amazing weekend, but it was more amazing watching Beyonce's performance.
Damn.
I'm talking about this was black, excellent, sophisticated, super ratchet with a twist of, oh my gosh, she's supernatural. And then she brought it back full circle with the whole HBCU thing. Now, I just want to jump into it because there's been a lot of racial tension going on in the country. A lot of racial tension. And I want to start by saying that she murdered it.
She did.
I'm talking about the Balmain cape with the, Nefertiti on it, the symbol for the HBCU.
She killed it.
Crest she had with the panther, the fist, the bee. You know what I'm talking about? It's like, it was overwhelming, right? Yeah. And then you saw all this pyramid. I mean, let's get into the symbolisms. Let's get into the symbolism. You saw the pyramid, right? But did anybody catch the beginning of the show where she said, I'd like to thank Coachella for having the first black woman to headline the festival? And then
super lit.
And then soon after,
we reported that. I think last year or sometime we reported that she was going to be the first headline.
Okay.
Black.
Well, she was, and she said something about it. And then immediately after, she said, "Ain't that some shit?"
Wow.
Ain't that some shit? Now, I'm just in my bag a little bit.
Very Jay-Z-ish.
Yeah, very assertive.
Yeah.
Very assertive. But I'm not done. So then you go through the performance. I mean, you see the whole HBCU effort. And I'm sure registration this fall for HBCU and summer classes are going to skyrocket. And we've been talking about on the Baller Alert show that we need, like, we were talking about, like, when I was coming up, how you had Public Enemy and you had this affinity for black. Like, black colleges were the thing. You had medallions. You had a sense of pride in your heritage. And I feel like in this one performance, she took a whole nother generation, put them on the back. Now, mind you, let's talk about the crowd.
She did that.
Majority white people. There's majority white people that attend,
Coachella.
Yep. Cara Delevingne is one that doesn't support. Y'all know who Cara Delevingne is, right? Cara Delevingne is one who does not support Coachella because of some things that I'm going to get into. But she's white, but the majority are white. So I want to say this. She did a step show She did a step show. Did y'all see
She
the
brought
step
the
show?
culture to Coachella.
So no, but she not only did a step show, but she said, "Suck my balls." Did you hear Beyonce say "suck my balls"?
Yes,
I didn't watch the performance, but I saw a million clips on Instagram.
Listen to me, bruh. She said, "Suck my balls." So let's backtrack. She started off on the pyramid, the top of the pyramid, as the queen she is. She says, "Thank you for allowing me, such. Ain't that some shit?" She then portrays black excellence all throughout the night. I mean, she had crazy appearances. Her husband, she brought out the original Destiny's Child, but then she did a step show with "Suck My Balls." Now I'm just getting to a point. I want to get to my point, and I want to make sure I didn't put any, did not say anything that I wrote down. Oh, okay, let's get to it. Coachella's parent company owner. His name is Philip Anschutz, right? Now, I'm not equating what she did, how she did it, or the fact that it was so black and excellent to the CEO of the parent company that owns Coachella. But there has been, according to Daily Beast, an article written on Mr. I want to say his name, Anschutz. I hope that's correct. Your Coachella money is going to a right-wing billionaire who funded anti-LGBT and anti-marijuana causes. Now, this is the point in the moral of the story. At the end of the day, we all run around talking about how racism is running rampant. Donald Trump woke him up, right? If that wasn't the most powerful, assertive way for a black artist to inject black culture, to remind them how big black culture is, I don't know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And we talk about leaders standing up.
Yeah.
As a female, how do you feel about that, Sue?
Well, I appreciate that she took that platform to bring in the culture, especially with him being against, the LGBT community or equality for just whoever you are, whatever background. Basically, if you're not white and like him, he doesn't really care about you. So I appreciate the fact that Beyonce took the opportunity to take that platform and demonstrate the black culture. I do sometimes just get a little bit conflicted with it though, because it's like, why do we always have to demonstrate how powerful our culture is on their platform?
Because they continuously knock you down. They continuously try and make you. They continuously try to make you feel like you're less than, no matter how much you contribute. I don't know if you're watching what's going on in the spirits business.
Like, we need to support Afropunk more. Like, Afropunk needs to be as big as Coachella.
And don't forget, Beyonce did this at the Super Bowl too.
Yeah, it needs to be as big as Coachella.
Don't forget, Beyonce did this in the Super Bowl as well.
Yeah, of course.
She did.
With the entire outfit.
And she continues to do it.
I appreciate that. But at some point, it's like, I feel like we keep on asking for their approval on their platforms where we need to support ours and bring them to ours. Like, for Coachella to be like 80% white people, we need to be seeing, white people try to come to Afropunk. Like, let's make Afropunk so hot that they want to come to us.
Let's talk about Afropunk.
Afropunk is an amazing, I want to say eccentric, but I don't, like, when you say eccentric, some black people are like, oh, like, it's too hippie, I don't want to go. They travel with it, but we had it in Atlanta. We had like a mini festival in Atlanta last year.
Dope. Well,
it's super dope.
We need to support our own.
We need to support that for sure.
True in fact. But I think that the moral of the story and the point is that she's the biggest artist in the world.
Yeah.
She's bigger than Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
I was gonna say maybe because of social media and stuff right now.
She close.
She has an advantage that
Michael Jackson had.
Michael Jackson didn't have social media.
He didn't have it yet.
It wasn't social media back then.
She has an advantage that he didn't have.
But the advantage that Michael Jackson had was that he had damn near all the white people like supporting him. All of them.
Yeah, well, he tried to
see, that's what I'm saying.
Turn his skin into.
See how we say that? Oh, the advantages. They had white people on their side. Like, what?
But I mean, advantages in relaying a message, but he didn't necessarily relay a message.
They accepted him. What do you mean?
No,
He's 100% correct. White people
accepted him.
And I don't like keep beating on the white and black thing. I really don't. But it's so evident.
It's real.
It's so in your face and so real that we have to like you said, we have to. Well, I like to. I
we
would
get paid
like
to talk about it one, so let's talk about it.
Yeah, no, but I would like to believe that everyone is equal. I would like to believe that the thought process and the ideals that quote unquote America was built on are, will someday become true, but they have not been true to date.
No,
they have not been. It's been almost like a fantasy of sorts.
Yeah.
In you know what I mean? It's for look at Meek Mill, and big shout to Meek Mill and the fact that he got a new trial, because that will, I'm sure, go in his favor now that you have all these prominent people. And I love the fact that the Patriots owner and one of the Sixers owners came in and met with him and spoke to him and talked about how unfair these laws are.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. Like these laws.
They stood for Philly and not just him. It wasn't just about Meek, I feel like.
Yeah, but as a young black man incarcerated, you know what I'm saying, for something so petty.
Yeah.
Now, rules are put in place to be abided by, but that was a petty reason to put him in jail. And I think even too with these marijuana laws, you have so many people incarcerated, you know what I'm talking about, for their participation in selling weed. Yeah. Okay, so what are we doing to
white people are selling it on the West Coast legally?
Yeah, well, all people are now. I mean, the majority of the and this is the trick bag again. The majority of the licenses, because when they come to a state, they issue certain licenses for people to grow. I would wonder and bet that the top 90% of them are white.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm talking about? But all these black and brown people are locked up because of this
previously for some hard time too.
Right. So what are we doing to adjust these sentences? What are we doing to adjust? What people that are Well, first we have to go back, and then we will have to file like an appeal or something like that, right? And all that has to get approved by the people who are not white, who are not black.
Why do we keep going through a system that just doesn't work? Like, I feel like everybody just keeps trying to go through the process. Oh, we got to file this, we got to file that. We're doing everything that they put in place for us to do, but doesn't work for us. So at some point, it's like, okay, y'all, when do we stop playing nice and following the rules and just go for what needs to happen?
Well, I mean, I think society was built in their favor, and it's kind of to live in this society, you have to abide by the rules in context, right?
Yeah.
Now, abiding by the rules, you don't want to go to jail, so I'm not about to break the law.
You can go to jail sitting in Starbucks waiting on your friends.
Yo, that's crazy.
So
that's another thing.
So what?
And did you see the irate lady?
Is my point.
Did you see the irate lady?
Yes.
The troops
in Macon. Yeah, that was down in Macon, by the way.
Arrested. She got arrested.
That was down in Macon.
That was in Macon, Georgia?
That was in Georgia.
And they said when they were walking into the restaurant that they were behind them, like, I can't believe they let these lesbians into the...
Didn't know they let lesbians
Well, in certain parts of Macon, we're still not necessarily allowed to be in certain parts of Macon. Just letting y'all know.
You said when I was?
In certain parts of Macon, Georgia, we ain't really welcome around there.
Really?
Swear to God.
What, to the
people from Macon will tell
community?
you that. No, I'm talking about black people.
Oh, black folks.
Oh, listen, racism is still
people
running
from
around.
Macon will
I feel like
tell
there's
you
so
that.
many black people that live in Macon.
Me too. But anyway,
okay.
So, I'm with you.
Go up 400 north on the 400 toll and go all the way up till it run out. You ain't walk around that way either.
I ain't going past Andretti's.
You ain't been up that way, have you?
I ain't going past Andretti's.
Okay, Rory's something to scratch an itch over there.
I don't even want to go.
Facts, my bad.
I feel you.
Yeah, I'm just speaking facts.
But did y'all see the white guy? Who is the white guy that was in Starbucks? Who's the white guy that was talking to the police?
I know. Listen,
I love him.
I want to find him.
He's like, wait, so you mean to tell me that they were sitting there doing nothing and you just gonna lock them up? Why? Because they're black?
Yeah.
And then the lady was like, they didn't do anything. I watched
the whole time.
That's the type of white people that I grew up around. That's why racism is so hard for me sometimes, because I grew up around white people that love black people. I never grew up how I grew up down in South Florida. It never was a lot of racial tension when I grew up. It was just everyone just loved everyone.
Right.
So when I came, I never forget when I came to Atlanta, I was over here like, wait. And we went to Macon, man. We did a basketball tournament in Macon from high school, and we stopped to get gas, and our coach was like, y'all get back on. We couldn't even use the bathroom.
What?
Yeah. And I was like, I don't get it. But for some reason, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, them states right there, bruh.
That's so serious.
Parts of it, we ain't welcome.
We actually took a road trip back from New Orleans, and we literally strategically made sure not to stop at certain places. Like, we had to wait until we got to a big city to get gas or use the bathroom. Like, I was like, if it's not Montgomery, we not stopping. Like, I need to be around.
Man, we ain't over there.
My thing is this. I look to Beyonce and applaud her for her efforts. I look to all, Colin Kaepernick, all the people, all the fearless leaders. All the fearless leaders out here, making a statement. But if we are responsible for $1 trillion in spending a year, or trillions of dollars spending a year, if we have that type of buying power, why are we not more whole as a culture? Where's that money going? Or why is that money not going back into the communities? Because one thing you see for sure in every major city in America right now, where downtown had the most poverty and the more poverty was around the inner city, because we used to call it the inner city, everything inner city is being pushed out to the suburbs. They want the city back. So we had the most valuable property. Maybe we didn't own it, but we lived in, and we could have had opportunity in and around if we were taught better on how to acquire property and looked at the opportunities that necessarily weren't shown to us, but knew, because there's research, there's things you can do to
research, access,
where you can benefit. But we got to start, and that's the thing about Oprah. And this is a plea to Oprah. This is a plea to any man, woman of color that has a lot of money. You know what I'm talking about? I love how you give to HBCUs. I love how you put forth things for causes that are dear to your heart. But we gotta start owning some land. We gotta start, because then and only then can you have areas that you control. If you own the land, you can police accordingly. If you own the land, you can put the things there that are needed in the community for the community to flourish. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, buy up the block.
Like with my mom, Mama Rari always told me this: God ain't gonna make no more land. It's already here.
That's right. Mama Rari.
Mama Rari said, ain't no new land just being unless we're gonna fly, unless we're gonna go to Mars. I don't get it. But I'm just saying, the land is already here. We gotta figure out how to acquire it.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to get too biblical or get too history oriented with y'all, but if y'all look at civilizations and how they were made and created, we did that. We did it unwillingly here in the States. We did it in Africa in so many different kinds of ways. The biggest continent on, in the world, on the planet. You know what I'm talking about? So we've done it. History has shown that we have the fortitude and the creativity to do it. We just don't do it. We just want to go buy some Balenciagas, and the shit is killing me.
They broke so many of us that I think that break just kind of carried on into the next generation. So it's really going to take for us to be strong and go ahead and rebuild what our culture actually is. We're way better than what we're doing
just
right now.
In the Black Father aspect, because I just remember growing up, Black Fathers was a pretty bad.
Myth.
It was a myth.
But now,
where they at?
I would like to say our generation, you know what I'm saying, it's Black fathers everywhere now.
No,
I would like to say, we're coming along.
It is coming along. It
19 years married, 2 kids, I understand. I am saying this to all creators out there. I'm saying this to y'all because I mentor y'all on the daily. Y'all are my mentees and my brother and sister. But don't let nobody break you or try to make you think that because you are black, because you speak a different way, because you use the word nigga as a term of endearment, that you're less than. Even with the success I've amassed in my life, I still go through things where people have to second guess my ability. And it's at 45 years old, with all the contribution I've made to pop culture, you don't think I know what I'm doing? You don't think people buy into me white, black, indifferent? It doesn't make sense to me how people can look at something and categorize it black and white. Yeah. Do you realize that all of these young white girls, these young Asian girls, they love black men, black culture. They love irregardless of what you think the messaging is, irregardless of what you think the culture's about. There's something progressive in it that continuously leads culture all over the board. So I just want y'all to refuse to allow them to tag y'all and brand y'all as something not as glorious or magnificent as you are. We can't do that. And that's the end of mine, in case you missed it. But it was just on my heart, because when you think about Beyonce, man, what she did at Coachella, it is super extraterrestrial, and she deserves unbelievable praise for her contribution. They were probably
sick watching her.
Yeah, and now it's time for Baller Mail.
Message. Here we go.
Please, we need a shift in the current.
All right. My ex-boyfriend abandoned our son when I began making more money than him. I miss him and I want to work things out. What do I do? Hey, here we go. I was recently in a 2-year relationship, and now we have a son together.
Shit.
I thought we were best friends. After I received a nice job offer, my ex started acting different.
Right.
And started to steal my things.
Huh?
He didn't make close to my income. After he threatened to harm himself, I decided to let him go. Now he doesn't want to help raise our son.
Wow.
I am sad and I feel depressed because I love him, but he treats me like shit and our son cries for him.
Wow.
I have been trying to date and everything, and everyone makes me still want to call him and work things out. I need advice. What do I do?
Man.
Wow.
If they are black, he's one of the broken black men that I was talking about. And
ain't no excuse, but
I think that could just be a broken man. I don't know if that's a race thing.
If he is black, he's gonna be one of those broken black men I was talking about. And it sucks because women, we care. When we care about you, we care about you. Even when you treat us like shit. Even when you abandon us because I make more money than you. I don't even think she doesn't want to emasculate him. She wants to try to figure out how to make it work. But he's way too insecure to get over it. What you don't do as a man is abandon your family because your girl makes more money than you. That makes no sense.
That's a big insecurity in him.
That is such a big insecurity.
Taking him back.
Yeah, and she wants him back.
I think she wants to. I think she cares about him. Yeah, I think it's just like nostalgia. Like she just wants to see him do better because she cares about him. I think she wants to help uplift him, and she thinks that she could do something for him. But if you're gonna be there for him, sis, just be there for him and like co-parent. But you should not be with this man intimately. Like that's not a burden.
I think she just misses him intimately.
Really? No, I think she misses the unit. The son needs a father.
Intimately, like what?
If he's
like
stealing her things, and
some people will deal with some crazy shit. I'm glad you brought this up. I'm glad this is our baller mail. I was in Houston this weekend. I forgot to shout out the Aristocrat Life and Junior Martin's. We had a speaking engagement. Jet Lounge was crazy. Mercy was crazy. But a friend of mine was going through the same thing. And this is a little twist on the story, but he came to me openly. He was like, my wife and I have been separated for about 6 months. I made a few decisions, you know what I'm saying, and spent some money I wasn't supposed to out the account, and she makes more money, and this, that, and the third. Couple things, y'all. If you're in a relationship with someone, right, there are telltale signs on why you shouldn't be with that person. And the telltale signs didn't just start right there. Right. The telltale signs started in the beginning. So if you made more money in the beginning, if you made equal money and then end up making money more, that should never be the problem.
Never ever
in a relationship. Money should not be the problem in your relationship. Mm-hmm. If one of the two are making a substantial amount or amount enough to take care of bills and do things just in case the other can't, it should be good.
Right.
But when you start using your words to demean somebody, to make somebody feel less than, that only weakens the relationship, right? And so to the point of the dude stealing, if he's stealing, he's not to be trusted.
Correct.
Now, if you spending some money that's y'all's, and one don't kind of sign off on it and it happened, that was y'all money. She made a mistake, you forgive or you don't, or you set boundaries and perimeters on the money. You don't just be like, but somebody's stealing, I don't know.
That's like crackhead stuff. Like,
yeah, but I want
to drugs, steal your stuff.
No, you said that.
Even when they love you.
Yeah. And we'll love a crackhead. How many members got drug addicts in their family?
I'm telling you, like you'll take it when you love them.
Yeah. But the point I want to say about the forgiving and the getting back piece, you can't take back your words. And a lot of times outside of your actions, words are the most painful things within relationship.
Can't take them back.
When you tell a motherfucker he ain't shit, or you tell somebody you don't do shit, and and you beating this message in their head, that's verbal abuse. And it's hard to jump back and be like, oh, you know what? I'm forgiving all that. In this particular situation with my friend, he made a bunch of money in the beginning. She ended up making a bunch of money now. They about to even out. And now it's like, oh, should we get back together? Hell no, you shouldn't get back together if y'all left based on someone making more money and not cool because of moves you make.
That's an insecure thing.
Exactly. And this is what we call a partnership.
Figure out what y'all can build together with all that money she making. Like, give yourself something to do if you feeling insecure about it, but don't abandon your family.
Yeah, and that was a great topic because it literally was on my heart, and I felt bad for him because he really was broken.
No, he's extremely insecure.
I'm not talking about the guy I was talking to, but the guy I was talking to was extremely broken because he was like, like, damn, I put my all into this family, you know, making moves for the family. Now, I might not have made moves that were, you know, great moves the entire time, but the majority of things I did, intentions were good. And I think that if you have good intentions, you can get through and over anything.
Yeah.
Adjustments have to be made in a relationship. You have to pivot at certain times, but you have to do it together.
I feel so sorry for her child, the baller mill.
Don't do it, shawty.
Yeah, that's over.
Nostalgia is a motherfucker. That should have you making you try to get back with somebody that you don't need to be with.
And now it's time for comment creeping.
Creep, creep. Paying from it full time. Creep, 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 creep.
Hey.
God, guess
Love
so.
the blue hair, by the way. The blue hair is very infectious.
Royale.
Charlie's Angel. We all know who that is, right?
Walker's wife.
She her and Walker did a cover for Rolling Out, and she posts the cover and she says Black Love Edition. Yeah, it's super dope. And commenter Natural High comments, after all the cheating and lying, I'm interested to see what they have to say about black love. So of course Tammy responds, because you know she don't let nothing slide.
That's right.
She said, oh, because people make mistakes mean they are incapable of love. I'm sure you're not perfect, so I judge. I wanted to share this one because I feel like it just kind of goes in with all the stuff we've been talking about. Like, people make mistakes, people are insecure, they leave their relationships, but you do gotta fight it out when it's somebody worth fighting for. You know what I'm saying? So you definitely want to make sure you choose who you give your unconditional love to.
That's right.
Man, I just hate how social media sometimes is portrayed. You got to portray your relationship as perfect on social media for everybody to believe you.
Yeah.
There ain't nothing perfect.
Because ain't nothing perfect. Like, I mean, it ain't like you gonna post your checking account overdrafted today.
Right.
You ain't gonna post that you got cussed out by your mama for you doing some bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
And you a grown ass
mama found out.
Grown ass man. Your mom had to take care of you, had to spot you for your car payment this month.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you ain't gonna post that, and you driving a foreign.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to figure it out.
Keeping it real.
Just keeping it 100.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. Let's stay out. I mean, people post their relationship on their page, man. Hey, man, just comment, keep it moving, man. Ain't no need for the shade.
Or just look and keep it moving. Like, you don't have to comment
again,
on everything.
I told y'all my ratchet ass cousin.
I know.
She be having a bad ass day.
I know.
I ain't gonna shout out because she be like, nah, I don't want that attention. But she got a fake account. If she having a bad day, she go on her fake account and she just go and just troll.
Your cousin's miserable.
I be telling, she knows but she admits that if she having a bad day, she goes on her fake account, then she goes and trolls celebrity page, and when she get them to respond, she be like, yes, and she'll log on.
And why? I want to ask a question.
Swear to God,
I want to ask a question. Why would you not want somebody to be whole? If you got kids together,
what's the point of trying to break someone?
like why?
You know what she told me? She said it just feel good to know that somebody else shit fucked up too.
Wow, that's how a lot of people feel. Have y'all seen the new Love and Hip Hop, by the way?
I did.
Where
I
we
did
at?
because a couple of my partners is on
there. Are
there.
we back in Atlanta yet? Where we at?
Yeah, we in Atlanta. I didn't even mean to watch it. I do not agree with that show.
I didn't even watch it either.
But I did.
They tried to get me on there about 5 times.
Yeah, like Ferrari was saying, they tried to start the original one with my crew.
They've been called.
But the point I'm trying to make is, just like you, Rari, and just like you, Sue, we know people on the show.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm waiting for Unsung last night because it had the brand Nubians Unsung, and I just Slow Down was one of my favorite joints in junior high school. So I'm listening, I'm waiting, and then all of a sudden I click, and I'm like, oh shit, Rashida and Kurt. They in together in the thing. So I'm just sitting, I'm listening to the whole dialogue. Then I see Kurt with the baby mama. And, you know, me and my wife swore that Kurt ain't had a baby with the mother. Like, that's some bullshit. They playing that for this whatever.
The ex-stripper? Baby mama?
Whoever. I mean, he got a baby mama.
Kaden's mama?
Yeah. That's the baby name. Okay, so you know all the tea. My point is, my point is, I'm watching the show. And for the life of me, I don't know why they let that play out on TV. Now, I love Rashida as my partner, Kirk is my partner, but like, dog, like, and to be honest with you, it take a strong-willed motherfucker to go through that TV shit and personal shit, and so they making it work, and I admire for that. But dog, he had the baby mama on there talking about, I want to have the baby be a part of your other children's lives, and I want to talk to Rashida and apologize. I'm like, dog, like, you can't get no better script though, but at the same time,
that ain't necessarily a script either. That's what
I'm saying.
You know,
what y'all think though? Like, is that nuts?
I think the show is super scripted, but I do think that it's scripted based off of like there was no getting around him having a child outside of the marriage, right? There was no getting out of that. It was going to come out. I just think that
on TV. Okay, I was about to say there was a way around it. Just don't put your dick in it.
Right.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, no, on TV. So of course, like the writers are like, well, shoot, we're going to build your script around this, and who knows what they offer to pay them. Right. Sometimes people, I don't think Rashida's pressed for. No pun intended. I don't think she's pressed for like any money or anything, but something about Kirk just seems a little off to me. Like, I don't know.
Kirk reminds me of old school.
You know what?
Atlanta player. Not in the player.
In my professional opinion, I think Kirk is really forced to do this show. I don't really think he give a damn about this show.
I think maybe you're right at first. I think he's well into it now, though.
No, he's definitely into it.
Yeah, at first he seemed kind of like, I ain't really tripping. Let me handle the management. Let me help the business. You know what I'm saying? Which he's great at. And he's done a hell of a job.
I think he's just playing the character at the moment.
I think so too, but the baby ain't no character.
But how far do you go? Like, you gonna bring a whole human child?
Hold up.
That's what I'm saying.
For a reality show that's not real?
The checks is coming, though. I'm trying. The checks is coming. They coming to check.
But how much is it?
Yes.
You gonna have an old baby for a check. No. All
right. These motherfuckers out here broke.
No, they wasn't broke. They already had a successful run.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
they already had a successful run with the show.
It wasn't about the money anymore. I think it was just more so about the attention. Like,
I'm not saying that it's about money.
Raise the baby on the show and have 15 more seasons.
Yes.
No, Rory.
That should provide you access when you on that screen.
Everybody on a reality show thinks that they're worth a spinoff, though. Everybody on a reality show.
And they probably will get a spinoff.
That would probably.
And you gonna want to watch it because you gonna be like, damn, I want to see how they. All right.
I can't listen. I can't front. I don't understand anything that we're talking about now. The beginning. I understand the beginning, right? Rashida's an artist. She gets on a popular, show to amplify that.
Yes.
He becomes this manager, gets other clients. The business is real at this point. They grow. My point is,
they start growing apart, and that's documented.
Right, but my point is, that's what separates you. These people out here trolling your cousin, all them motherfuckers that's what kills people's whole shit. And my thing is, if you want things to last, everything ain't for everybody. That's all. And that's the reason I never took one of them shows. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason I never took one of them shows, because the way they paint the picture, you can't control that.
And then they'll record the picture, and then they'll take certain parts out and leave certain parts in.
Exactly, for the detriment of your situation.
Yeah.
Name one couple you know together besides, and they're not even together, they separated, not living there. Name one couple on reality television that's still together. I need answers.
Right now, Tiana Taylor and
they just got on. They just got it.
Okay, what?
They just got on.
All right. And I wish them the best.
I'm just saying in the beginning, I wish them the complete best.
Yeah.
Tiana's the homie. But you never know, boy. That light, when you get that light on
there is a curse on that.
When that light hits your specific situation, they nitpicking, boy.
It's lights out Joe Jackson.
Lights out, boy. You got to be damn near perfect out here.
And you can't be, because
which is a lie.
You're human. You're human. You're a human being, and you're not.
You should never be expected of being one way all the time, having one attitude. Like, people have highs, lows, ups and downs, sideways. Like,
you just have a bad day.
You should be allowed to feel how you feel at any moment.
Last thing. Leave Chris Brown alone. Leave him alone.
What happened now?
Just leave Chris Brown alone.
What happened now?
Just leave him alone, man.
What he do?
I just wanted to say
he did
that.
something again?
I just wanted to say
did something happen?
He did something?
Every time something happened, we got to, leave him alone.
All right, look.
Victor Cruz got his old work.
Barty Gang and Barbs, y'all leave each other alone too, since we trying to make peace. We need you can love Nicki and Cardi at the same damn time.
Hey, Mano, what up, Mano? That was a good point. You can love both of them at the same time. You can be Team Nicki and you can be Team Cardi. Damn, bro. Why you got to pick either or?
If hold on, I want to say something about Chris Brown, and I'm glad you brought that up, and I'm glad, and I want to say something about Cardi B. Black superheroes, all the gatekeepers, you must protect Chris Brown.
Yeah.
You must get Chris Brown back to stadium status. Amen. And you need to take that man around the universe with some goddamn black excellence around him, and I promise you the tide will change. Cardi B. Cardi B. You supernatural, ghetto, fabulous human being of a motherfucking beaut. You twerking with a baby in your stomach at Coachella was unfucking believable.
Super dope. Do it again.
No, and I'm not mad at you. At first, I was thinking to myself, like, she really up there twerking. She opening up the box.
She had it all the way open.
Now, I want to say this. That's Cardi B.
Let's leave her alone. That's how she is,
if
bro.
it was Beyonce, I would have been like, oh shit, but it's Cardi B. Superhero. Black superheroes, black gatekeepers, keep the entertainment going. Take these special individuals, please take them and wing them, because you're not winging them. You're accepting them, you're high-fiving them, but you're not winging them. There's a difference, culture, thought-provoking leaders. There's a difference. I don't know why we got so spiritually black excellent.
No, that's so
correct,
real.
though, but
no, it's the Beyonce performance. It's got its own point today.
All right. And now it's time for Confucius Says. Joy, Joy. And now it's time for Joy.
Get ready.
Keep this in, Caesar. Keep this in.
Come on.
And now it's time for Confucius Says. Confucius Says. Dear Lord, baby Jesus, bless Joy in the absence of Octavia Burns. She is an amazing spirit and brings quality to the show. We appreciate you. Give it up for Joy. Thank you for joining us today, Joy. Everyone out there in Baller Nation, I need you to remember this. At the end of the day, you have to try some shit. I was speaking, and I said this, and I mentioned last week, I was speaking, and I probably got as much energy off of try some shit as I've gotten off of the dream is real. You know why you gotta try some shit? Because you will never know unless you try. This is the Baller Alert Show, and the dream is real. Bow! Bow! Bow!
Hey, Trump, you ain't shit.
Right. Please amplify that.
Baller alert!
The dream is real.